And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Panzer Corps 2 on the old history path. We're in what's going to be the second part of London. Let's get to it. Bleeding that strong point. Is it time to cross the river? Probably. Not getting the damage exchange I'd like there, but I could definitely work less. Roll you up. You're not entrenched, so doing 10 damage with an envelopment perked hero that you destroyed. There we go. You want to heal up. Not as good as being on the town for that, but works. Let's step you onto the bridge, and we can use the rapid fire to get rid of you. Okay. Let's clear you out. And then we'll get off of the river. There's no retaliation. Oh, that actually got you off the hex. That's interestingly useful. Okay, now that we've blown it off of that hex, it's going to be a little bit tempting to try to catch it mostly alive. I say mostly because we've already kind of gotten rid of half those hit points. So he's going to be worth less prestige either way. Okay, let's move up there so we get an idea what you look like. Put you on the bridge. Let's push you over there so we've got better AA coverage. Not that we're going to be needing it this turn. We'll grab heals. The recon planes are just going to do basic heals. The more valuable planes will get the more valuable heals, let's say. Do I risk the armored car in potential city fighting? No, because we're not going to be encircled anyway. So there's no point trying to encircle these hexes, because they can't be encircled in that form. Okay, so you zoom over there, use you over in the west. Zoom over there, gets better recon. Hit the AT piece. You east. Okay, I'm going to pull you over here. This way, maybe you can try doing some bridging to get the tanks across the river. The defensive position is working really well at making it a complete stalemate, which is maybe not what we want anymore. Okay, so it's desperate. We can take a swing with you. Same with you. That would be, from a raw damage standpoint, that would be the most tempting one, but no, I think we're going to pass on both. Okay. British turn. What did they do in the rain? Remember, car comes up. Has a bad day because close fighting is the specialty of the Pioneers. Would not be surprised if we lose that Pioneer. That level damage. Okay. Apparently my expectations of failure were not quite so bad. These guys managed to survive the turn. 444, okay. Okay, not quite enough to get rid of you. No matter what I'm doing, you're going on that hex. Okay. Using the Gustav gun as a kill confirm? Yeah, that works. Is that enough to get you surrendered? No. It's not going to be enough to get you surrendered. No, I'm going to have to carpet bomb the place. Darn. Which arguably means I should have carpet bombed the place first, but... Order of operations. It's not always my strong suit. So then a retaliation to mostly mitigate that strong point. Okay, now we can get rid of that tank. Some reasonable return fire. That, you are destroyed. Okay, let's roll up. Let's shoot you a bit. Oh, and I can roll up and get rid of that AT gun. That'll be nice. Oh, there's so much AA here. Okay. Yeah, and bombing the AA never goes well. Let's see. The planes aren't at that airfield. What about this one? No. Just trying to figure out if I could get some good targets for the fighters to strafe. Or fighters to fighter. Strafing is less effective because there's so much AA around. I guess we're just gonna have to roll up and carpet bomb. Get the Bofors. We roll you up, bomb you. We've done enough damage, the circlement one may be able to get you to go poof. That should work. We're gonna get a bit of a bloody nose doing it. Yeah. Amplifier 1 deals with you. Okay. We got a couple fighters. I'm not gonna get targets on them to attack without being exposed to AA. Is it maybe you? It says we could strafe you. Gonna do almost nothing. I suppose we can strafe up you as well. Okay, attack into the city is going well. We got 4 more hexes to go. We're pretty reliably across the river now, so we just need to clear those hexes out, get the infantry dug into defensive positions, and then we can focus on getting to Churchill's Churchill. British's turn. Artillery firing back and forth. We lost half of infantry, which is fine. We still have the other half of it, so we can reinforce back from that. That one's a little bit more annoying. I think that was the full one. We did lose a full Ver infantry. Oh, random paratroopers. Well, that wasn't expected. Yeah, that was not expected. I was not expecting random paratrooper drop. Oh, these are more paratroopers. Oh dear. I underestimated what the British were planning on doing. Okay. It did disrupt my Air Force. Most of my Air Force was based at that airfield. Okay. Yeah, they're unbased from that location. Okay. Is that bunker going to be a problem, or do I rather hit the other guys? I think I'd rather hit the other guys. Yeah, I think the artillery is more likely to be a problem. Let's have you or get us recon on you. Smash you. That does us 4 damage. Okay. That's coverage. Okay, we have you heal. Yeah, I should get rid of that strong point. Okay. I'm going to get that replacement there. I do need it desperately at this point. So the airdrops in our rear. And expecting to have more drop in our rear. British are coming hard. Yeah, we'll take that shot. Wasn't particularly effective, but we took it. Those planes will be operational next turn. They're still providing pretty decent coverage. Okay, so we drive those paratroopers back, and then we continue our assault. Well, we're going to continue the assault in the city regardless. It's the British turn. Hold the airfield. Okay. So that, we got them down to one paratrooper left. Retaking our assets there. Do we go for the AA? I think the answer is yes. If we clear that out, we can get better air support coming in. Okay, let's rebase you back over to the west. Skew you like so. Artillery. I need to take the opportunity to get you healed, otherwise we'll probably get you destroyed, which is not what we want. Okay. Hit the Bofors. Okay, so you're going to be the only one I can get you to destroy. Take the heal there. Let's get you up. Clear that one. Okay. Are things going according to plan? No. Things are behind plans because we had a paratrooper drop in the back. Although we've recovered that pretty quickly. Got carpet bombers we can bring to bear on various targets. Can we use it to come up and kill confirm there, please? No. Because of AA coverage. Ah, the bloody AA. What are we looking at if we were to do an attack there? Okay, so it's just the 2 infantry. Okay, I think that's the turn. We're going to hand it back to the British. Darn, we lost one of our pioneers, and it was one of the heroes. Or had one of the attached heroes. We'll get the hero back, it's just annoying to have lost the pioneer in the middle of using it. I think we're just about losing another one, yeah. we drove it back across the river? Okay, that works. Take the moment to have you heal up. I'm going to try to capture the paratroopers intact so we can get some prestige. Running a little low on prestige. Oh, and apparently I can deploy off of those points mid-city. Okay. Well, let's take advantage of that by deploying in the city. There we go. We were expected to only take 1 damage, or take 0 damage, we took 1. Could have definitely been worse. Yeah, let's send one of the recon planes over. Gustav a little bit more effective. Let's pull you back to the other side of the river so you stop getting shot up. Otherwise, I think holding out in the city where we are makes sense. Let's move the bombers back to the west. There's too much AA in the city, and we just keep getting shot up by it. Well, this is too much AA everywhere, to be fair. Need to be less aligned on the planes, apparently. Where's the enemy's planes? There's one. That's probably where we're going to shoot up the planes. Okay. Yeah, I'm not comfortable with the level we're losing stuff. Let's hit the AA here. Mostly suppress them, yeah. So I'll bring them up to 9. They won't be harmless, but they'll be a lot less harmful. Back to the British turn. Yeah, I think the invasion of America is going to be a little bit threadbare here with prestige. We lost another unit And no, at this point we cannot replace it. So the British are actually starting to throw us back, which is not good. Oh, they took the square back. Oh dear. There we go. Got you alive. That's good to see. Oh, mostly intact. I got some more prestige. Okay, taking those hexes. Of course, still in the 88 range, of course. Bomb you. I think there's an 88 there, or there's a gun there, so we won't be able to bomb you safely. But you to protect the Gustav. With you being healed. Expensive as that is to do. Okay, let's not dominating AA if we're not gonna get clear shots. Heal you up just in case we've got another plane around that we want to respond to. And yeah, we don't have enough to... Well, I could pull a unit out of the reserve. That's what we can do. So it'll be a lower quality unit. Actually pull Fulschminger and we'll pull a trucked Broken Pioneer out of reserve. Let's try that out. Okay, so next turn will be rain. Okay. Don't remember if we got rid of that bunker. Yeah, we don't even have enough to replace the damaged units. Oof. That's one way to check to make sure it's clear. It is clear, okay. Okay. Got you to surrender? Okay. That should make you surrender. Okay. And it has generated some prestige, so I can use that to heal some of the units. Oh, we can't have you fly this turn. Because it's raining. They can't take off. Okay. These Broken Pioneer can potentially get up to something. Or at least get positioned to be ready to get up to something. Okay. If I scoot there, we run the risk of the infantry counterattacking. We can capture the artillery piece intact. Or less intact than I was liking. And still doesn't get caught. I must have low rolled or something. Yeah, I guess that's about what we're gonna get for this turn. Back to the British, see what the British does. Doing this for the suppression, not necessarily for the damage. Well, and the detrenchment. Okay, so any sort of damage should defeat you. In fact, I'd prefer... Weirdly, I'd prefer to do, like, no damage. Do, like, 1 damage if we take you intact. Whatever we're doing is doing 3, which is a lot more than I'd like. Okay, we're gonna try to capture those guys in tanks so we can get some prestige off of them. Get rid of you. We'll deploy you there, and of course, I got caught up in the guy, which is not ideal. Have you take the airfield. Reinforce you. Oh, I got no planes on this mission. Why did I think I could fly propulsion makers? Should have been running it over the front. That was my mistake. You're entrenched, you're entrenched, you're entrenched, but I can't actually bomb you because we're already bombing you. Okay, so there is an AA protecting Churchill's Churchill. Multiple AAs protecting Churchill's Churchill. Doesn't stop us from bombing it, apparently. Get some bombs on that target. Yeah, and I got a lot of planes. I should probably be using them just to bomb things. I need to start digging you out if we want you to actually be destroyed easily enough. Same over there. Keep them from digging back in. We got 2 more objectives to take. Yeah. We're gonna try playing this out as a whole, as a single part. If this ends up getting edited in 2, sorry, YouTube. Okay. 5 would do it, so we'll take that even if we get dinked for 1. We need to undig you out. Although that's probably pretty easy to do. Let's get a carpet bomber in. Carpet you. Yep, that should at least get the surrender. Get the other half. In fact, did way too much damage. Sacrifice the XP on that one. I just don't have the money, or don't have the siege anymore to forward. Keeping the Broken Pioneer high veterancy. So scoot, de-entrench you, which then means you can get rid of that one. Gotta put some in the open. The Ver are the best for that. not enough suppression on either of them to get them to surrender right now. Although maybe I don't need them to surrender right now. I can probably wait a turn. Fine. Although, I'm greedy. Let's first one to surrender. Yeah, wait a turn for you. See if he takes up the position again. If he does, we'll just do that again. And yeah, I don't think there's any planes left at this point. Just going to acquire some prestige from this map as we're finishing it up. Oop, that's a Flamin' Churchill. Flamethrower Churchill. Churchill comes off of his spot. Of course, that means we can take Churchill's spot. I don't need you to entrench. We'll even go as far as to have a carpet bomber tasked just to de-entrench you. Oh, and you're half a unit. Okay, so that's not too bad if we lose you, because it's only losing half a unit. Okay. Obviously we're going to try to capture these two intact for the prestige, and probably that one intact for the prestige. We'll see how badly that one actually mauls us on its turn. Yeah, that's not too bad. The Churchill's escaping. Yeah, the Churchill's escaping. That's a little bit of a problem. I think that did get rid of an entire one, although that would have been a brand new one. That's what max veterancy does for you. It's quite effective. Bloody entrenched. Bring in the carpet bomber, use that to tear the entrenchment off so we don't waste another attack. Plus, waste all the prestige from taking it mostly intact. Are you in a spot where I can't actually get you to be properly encircled? That would be awfully annoying. Okay, well you got no retaliation damage, so go ahead and take the swing. We do need to hit it to get rid of it, get it surrendered at this point. And it has to be with the ground unit, so it can surrender to that unit. That's why I sort of rapidly trucked up the 88, because worst case scenario, we can never bring the 88 in to do that. Should have enough penetration. Okay, we want to suppress the Churchill a little bit more so we can get it to surrender. Although we can probably do that on the next turn. Over there. Nothing's over there. Okay, so I could just run over there to grab that stuff. In theory. For the prestige. It's 100 prestige, which is not nothing, but definitely not as much as trying to capture stuff intact. Oh, there's nothing over there, so I can take that as well. We'll have a fun time trying to get over there in that amount of time. We'll see. Okay, so the mission should end if we make Churchill surrender. So let's not rush off to do that. Although you're going to be an absolute pain to get rid of because you need to get you to 0 entrenchment to get to surrender. The hill will provide probably quite a bit of entrenchment protection. Yeah. The min's not particularly high, so we are just going to end up killing these guys instead, which is not really what we wanted to do. Okay, we've captured you. I'm not sure we can capture you. Oh, we did. Okay. Now, questioning whether that was really worth it, but we tried. There we go. Churchill surrendered. And yeah, we captured everything on the battlefield. Did get a little bloody there at times. We're back up to 10,000 prestige for the next mission. From the bonus, the prestige per turn, and the capture of Churchill's. And yeah, we couldn't capture the strong point if we wanted to, so we got as much prestige off that map as we could. So now we're going to get the briefing for tomorrow's episode if you're watching on YouTube. And if you're watching on Twitch, we are coming up on that midstream tea break, which we'll do after checking to see if we got any new unit types for this upcoming mission. Oh, and the briefing. I think there's only like 3 or 4 missions left. I forget how many there are in America. I think there might be one more in the UK.
I trust our long sea voyage has made you sick, has it, Herr General? We are
This is
about to
America.
start the largest naval invasion in history, and I would hate for a sour stomach to take you out of this fight. Ha! We are still a few days out from the American coast, so it's a good time to review our invasion plans. Firstly, our Kriegsmarine escorts have spotted the American fleet approaching from this direction. With your aircraft limited to operating from the Graf Zeppelin, you would be unable to properly engage the American ships, so I recommend staying well away and letting the Kriegsmarine do their job. Next, Your two main objectives are Washington, D.C. and New York. However, newly promoted Reichsmarshal Rommel still thinks it's a bad idea to assault these locations directly. He recommends a cautious landing here, in Canada. Expect the Americans to respond violently to your landings. Securing an airfield quickly should be a priority, but ultimately, we will need to subjugate the entire U.S. eastern seaboard before the next phase of the invasion can begin. There's much work to be done against this final enemy of Germany. Good luck.
Okay, so that is the briefing. We're landing the eastern seaboard. Can only be detected by recon or adjacent ground units. Okay. So yeah, we got take 12 victory hexes from as far south as Atlanta to as far north as Quebec City. So basically, it's recommending we basically land in. It's saying that's Canada. I'd probably say that's probably Maine, Massachusetts area. Let's say that's Massachusetts. That would probably look sort of where you'd expect Boston to be. So, yeah, it's saying land Canada. It's like, no, that's like Massachusetts, land Massachusetts. But we got to take Quebec, Montreal, Ottawa, Toronto, Detroit. The 3 hexes of New York, the 2 hexes of... I suppose one of them would be, well, Washington, D.C. and basically Virginia. They're both counted as Washington in this map. Charlotte and Atlanta. So yeah, this has got the potential to be a very bloody affair. We do have some Italians here for landing south of DC. And I suppose if they got to one of these supply hexes quickly enough, they would not be too much of a struggle. But yeah, it looks like most of the American fleet is to the south of our fleet. There are a couple in the way, like there's a PT boat here, PT boat here, PT boat here. Which... Oh, this is Bismarck class, implying that, yeah, obviously the Bismarck is not around anymore. Another Bismarck class. A couple of Italian ships, that makes sense. Okay. So yeah, this is the next mission. We're in June 1944, apparently landing the East Coast. I didn't know whether or not there was another UK mission. It's only a 24-turner, so it'll probably be a 2 or 3-parter. Depends on how well the landing goes. We do have some new tanks. We got the Panzer 38T. Although that looks more like a Hetzer. Not a Panzer, but apparently it's got a flamethrower. We got the Panther G, which presumably is the upgrade to the Panther A. I think they took a Panther away. I think we had a older Panther that's disappeared from the list here. That we're no longer able to take. We got the Panzer 4J and the Tiger 2. Is there an argument to upgrade the Tigers to Tiger 2s? Yes. Maybe not for the landing specifically here. What about Panther v Panther? Yeah, we probably wouldn't take the Panzer 4Js unless we were having struggle with 4 slots. Either upgrade the Panthers to the next Panther, or upgrade the Tigers to the next Tiger for tank upgrades. You have new armored vehicles. I believe we're running mostly this armored car, so we could upgrade to the armored tank. Which would actually be an armored downgrade, it'd just be a gun upgrade. Not super interesting about that. Or we could go to the armored car upgrade, which is in fact a serious upgrade. Probably worth doing. Yeah, we went with the one that's better defended instead of the one that's better at hitting. So this is a more serious upgrade. It's an upgrade of everything. Whereas if you're doing it from this one, it's a little bit mixed bag. It's a transition from anti-infantry to anti-tank. And more armor. So yeah, we'll probably do... I'm very tempted to take the armored car upgrades. We do have anti-tank options. If I was running, as I said, looks like a Hetzer, because it looks like Hetzer, yeah. Could run the anti-tanks. The way I, at least in this campaign run, I don't run anti-tanks very much. That's because apparently this game has decided that the self-propelled anti-tank weapons don't carry any anti-infantry weapons. Or any anti-infantry damage, which is not very realistic. These were surprisingly scary for the infantry. Yeah, if you're wondering why I don't do anti-tank a lot, it's everything I could do with the... Everything I would do with the anti-tank, I can do better with the 88s. And what these otherwise are good for, in some ways, I just do better with the artillery. We did get some more AA. We now finally see something that is probably an upgrade to the 88. The 128. Or 12.8 centimeter flak. And that is an upgrade. Still in range 3. Maybe not worth rushing to, unless we were really needing the 88s to be AT pieces. Right, because we're working with, in anti-tank mode, the 88s being a 28 anti-armor. And these are now 32s. Yeah, I could maybe see doing that upgrade, although it's another core slot. More prestige. And I haven't necessarily been the best of shepherds of our poor 88s. Planes! We do have plane upgrades. Fighter plane upgrades. BF-109Ks. If we wanted to save on core slots, would be an upgrade. The ME-163Bs are definitely a aircraft upgrade. The only thing they're weaker on is range and anti-tank. And then we have the Focke-Wulf 190D9s, which again, yeah, I'm not sure we would do that upgrade. Oh, and apparently I captured some, or we got some experimental... So, these are the rocket interceptors, the Messerschmitt's Comet. And then these are the jet fighters. Would it be worth running the jet fighters? I suppose if we were trying to be really good at fighting planes, I question whether or not it'd be worth upgrading to, instead of just bringing them in. We got another dive bomber, another tactical bomber. Is it actually a good dive bomber? No, not really. Although it has anti-air bonuses, right? So our tactical bombers were turned into fighter bombers at this point in the war. They're not as good for dive bombing, but they're a lot less vulnerable to other planes. Oh, and then we have the big strategic bombers as prototypes here. We'll wait until we see how we get a landing. If we get a landing and we end up with, like, a unit dying, this might be worth bringing in. Just to help work down the coastline. This has got Entrenchment Killer 4. In comparison to the strategic bombers we've been running forward, which are 2s. That would be very good for just being like, yep, no, we're removing the entrenchment from this so the infantry can surrender a unit. Probably won't take that as an upgrade. I'm thinking we'll probably take the armored car upgrades and then maybe upgrade one of the Tigers to the Tiger 2 for the landing. Although that will be decided next time. The other thing to maybe be worried about here is there's so many hills. Like there's nice rolling plains down south of Washington D.C., but if we're following the recommendation, which is landing up by Boston, let's say we're landing Boston or Portland, we're not gonna be down there until we basically won the mission. And if we've won the mission already, do we need the fancy tanks? We'll want them for the next mission, not necessarily for this one. But yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, I let this part go too long. I really should have cut it into 2 parts, and I might, in post, cut it into 2 parts. We'll see how quickly America goes here. But if you're watching on YouTube, there will be part up tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, this is the midstream tea break, where I take the time to go get a new cup of tea, because I'm thirsty and need tea. With that, I'm going to wish you all the best of luck, a good time, until the next part and or the next stream. And with that, bye for now.